Hello, welcome back for another episode of the Activation Hour. I'm your girl, Melissa D, and it is time to finish our season of. You're listening now as we're going to connect for episode number 22. I cannot believe this season has gone by like this. We are super excited to invite my guest today. Listen, I could tell you the whole story. It's just one of those divine connections when you find somebody that instantaneously she's like your sister friend from the other side of the world, like you just haven't missed a beat. And today's guest, Coach Crisha Sarah Bowen from Trinidad and Tobago. She is an international coaching powerhouse. You do not want to miss today's topic of planning to profit from your purpose. Listen, everybody likes to talk about purpose, but this woman is the real deal and she's living it. You hear me? Now, I can't bring her in until you show her all the love she deserves for the gem she's about to drop tonight. I can truly say during the pandemic, she's one of the people I connected with virtually on the other side of the world. And we've been cheering each other on nonstop. It doesn't matter whether it's a post, whether it's a new release, drop, course, whatever it is. And we need business besties like that. Coach Crisha is one of those people. Here's the other amazing thing about this woman. She is a powerhouse woman who took just a leap of faith from corporate America and became the career and life stylist, as she coins herself. She's now devoted her life to completely helping people make deliberate lifestyle choices to live the life they love and love the life they live. But for her to do that, it wasn't random. There was a very strategic plan. And as I've talked behind the scenes, I realized that you guys had to hear it for yourself. This woman has connected with some of the most amazing and powerful coaches around the world to bring you resources and tools. And one of her cornerstones she stands on is that everybody should be able to teach what you know, and that everyone should have a course they profit from. It doesn't matter what your gifts and talents are, especially in this season, we all need it. And she's the woman to help you do it. As the founder of the dynamic movement and same title of her book, Purpose Diaries, Crisha is now successfully built a borderless global business, which is very key in this season, that we have to go digitally beyond borders, despite the fact we can't travel like we need to. And she has even shown me personally how to do that in cultivating purposeful relationships. She serves her clients from the US, Australia, Canada, Jamaica, and her native homeland of Trinidad and Tobago. Coach Crisha will continuously function from her purpose to help others push past their pain and passionately pursue purpose. She has just launched an amazing event that you don't want to miss, and we'll dig into it today. You tuned in to the Activation Hour. You don't want to miss it. What's going on, Coach?
Listen, I was listening to that intro. I need you to intro me for all of my speaking engagements.
It's a deal. You got it. I would be happy to come to Trinidad and Tobago and introduce you. You got it. You guys heard it, right? You heard it right here. Listen, it is so exciting. Like when we get together, you said this in one of our posts today, like bombs go off. We literally either an idea comes from it, a revelation comes from it, or just something. It's always magnanimous. That's the only word I have for it.
Agreed.
And so when I saw, and we've talked recently, and see this that's how you know when somebody can keep a secret, when they don't spill all the beans about what they're working on. And she didn't tell me. I was like, how did she keep this from me? You just released this is your 4th annual Purpose Diaries virtual, and I mean a real virtual experience, December 5th, live in the most amazing. I've never seen a virtual stage built like this. Tell the people about this, I can't explain it. It is going to be a virtual global event. Tell
Yes.
us about it.
So I had this vision in my mind of allowing people to feel like they were actually in a convention center or a hall. That we weren't just logging on to a platform where we were just seeing each other, but it was interactive and it felt like if you were walking through the spaces of a hall. And because of that vision, I said, you know what, I need to make this happen. I need to, how can this happen? How is this possible? And I started to research and I started to look and I started to dig. And I shared my vision, with the developer, and we were able to create a virtual hall with a lobby, just a walking experience, allowing people to feel like they're entering a hall. There's an exhibition booth, and then of course there's going to be the conference, the virtual conference attached to it. So it's just an amazing, like, real life experience from your computer, from your laptop, from your phone.
I wish I could really show them the renderings and the pictures. In the pre-show in the green room, we were chatting, Crisha, and we were talking about people are just like zoomed out. Like we have Zoom fatigue is a real thing, obviously now. And you said, "Hey, I don't want this just to be another Zoom." And I think we're all looking for like real connectivity. And so I would be remiss if I didn't like share with them the story how I always have to tell people how we met because it's like mind blowing to me.
Yes.
When we show up, just keep showing up online digitally. It's not my favorite thing to do, y'all. Like social media is really not my favorite, but I understand the power of connectivity through authenticity and telling your story. And since March, since we've been kind of locked in, yes, we're still sheltering in place, guys. But I set intention to tell my story very candidly through videos on Instagram. And one day, this lady was like liking all my posts, and I was like, wow, I have to know this person. And sometimes this is what we do wrong. Right? There could be real purpose partners out there for you on the other side of the world whom you've never met. And because of our own either insecurity or suspicion of people, we don't speak back.
Yes.
And I was like, hey, I DM just slid in the DMs.
Yes.
Hey, thank you. Didn't cost me anything to say thank you. I equally love your content too. How can I serve your community? And it was on from there. And so I'm so excited. We've done multiple things together in the months since then. And so I'm just happy, really excited to have you on the activation hour. So guys, this is your chance to really hear from a powerhouse giant slayer herself, the coach extraordinaire, about what she has going on. And so there's a story. You didn't just like get here and become a purpose coach, a lifestylist, an international influence. Something happened a few years back.
Yes.
What shifted for you in corporate America when you said, I'm not living my purpose? I got to do something different.
So I love that question, and I call it now the blessing of disappointment, because I have this habit now in my life of reframing words so that it seeps into my subconscious. Because consciously, if we hear disappointment or if we hear failure, there is this negative connotation. So I have made a deliberate effort to now take whatever was negative and turn it into a subconscious truth that I can live from. So the blessing of disappointment happened to me about 5 years ago on my job, where there was a strategic shift. I was functioning in a position in HR, and I just got called in on one day and they said, you will no longer function in this role or this position. And I mean, it threw me because all I had known was working in this position and working this job. I had no identity outside of it. Actually, it was my identity. I was proud to hold my title and I lived from it. The blessing of disappointment happened where they now came and they put me in a different role, a new role that I had no idea how to function in. And it was in that moment that I asked myself, like, Crisha, who are you? Outside of this job, outside of this function, outside of this corporation, outside of your qualifications, who are you? And it was in that point I found that desire to do more, just not for more for myself. The difference between purpose and ambition is self-serving. Purpose is others-centric. So purpose is always about other people and never about us. Ambition is about me. So my ambition was, to go to college, get my degree. I got my bachelor's, I got my master's, get a good corporate job, and to just work. That was my ambition. I started to realize that there was this desire to show up more, not to get more. Purpose really shifts you from that I need to give more, I need to contribute more. It puts you in that I need to give more to the world outside of I need more, I need more. And when that happened, I asked myself that question and I could not answer who I was because the definition of my life was degrees and my position. In that moment, the blessing of disappointment, because they now disappointed what was my plan to hold this position forever and ever. Amen. Now it prompted me to ask my questions, and it was a defining moment, as you call it, activating moment, right? It was that activation there. And that led to me really asking God, what's up? What's your plan for my life? And he said, you will help others to push past pain and passionately pursue purpose. And that's the beginning of this story that I'm living right now.
Wow. Push past pain and pursue purpose. Very similar to that. This is what I love about every time we speak is that although the mission of what we do as fellow coaches is similar, there's no like shade or anything. It's like, okay, we can both serve at mass and still have room. And so one of the things I say, I think that complements what you just stated is that purpose isn't something you find, it's what you're born with.
Yes.
And people misconstrue that. And a lot of people tend to think, well, you have your job and then you have your purpose and they don't go together. Talk about that.
Listen, don't get me started on that point. Purpose, it is not compartmentalized. Purpose is in every area of your life. You don't put it on and take it off. You don't flip it on and off as a switch. You carry it every day in every way, in every expression of your life. I made a t-shirt earlier this year. It must have been during quarantine as well that says, my business is my purpose and my purpose is my business. I got some flack for that, right? Because some people didn't understand its context and they were like, how could your business be a purpose? Your purpose is not about business. And people think that, okay, only if I'm in a business, I'm in purpose. Right. This is not the case. My business is a vehicle and an expression of my purpose. It is one of the ways my purpose is expressed. But my purpose is expressed in my life and it's not compartmentalized. So in everything that I do, I carry purpose. So to say that my purpose is my business and my business is my purpose, it is an expression that my business is a vehicle of purpose. In everything that I do, Melissa, I don't compartmentalize. So everywhere that you see me, everywhere that I show up, it is an expression of purpose.
Oh, we're not even 5 minutes in, y'all. I told you you're in for a treat. My business is a vehicle of purpose. The same with your careers. You know, oftentimes we get it misconstrued. And for some of us, yes, our jobs and careers are a layover, if you will, on our way to other purpose endeavors. For some, it truly may be the place where you're planted in purpose.
Yes.
So what do you say to someone who may be in the very position you were in when you had that crossroads, that activation moment, if you will, of, hey, I feel out of my element. This does not bring me joy. I feel like there are other areas I can serve and they feel stuck. What do you say? Because before we can get to the profit part, we got to understand how to even identify and walk in the purpose.
So there's this quote that says, hindsight is 2020. So while you're in the moment, sometimes we really don't give value to the moment. And God gives purpose. Life is on the job training. So whether you are in a position that you like or that you prefer to be in, something in that position is preparing and equipping you for your purpose. So I used to think, oh my God, I'm so frustrated here. I'm so unfulfilled. But it was those moments and it was those times that prepared me to coach the way that I do right now. I had to go through those experiences. So even though you may be in a position that you feel it's not contributing to your purpose, it is still an expression of your purpose. And there is something that you are being equipped with, or there is some person that has something that you need to point you to that place of purpose. So what I did is that I made a study of my superiors, and I said, okay, what can I learn from this person that can be a life principle for me? They are obviously in a position for a specific reason. So I would interview people, Melissa, just like not formally, just informally on the job. And I would sit and have chats in the lunchroom. And I would just start hearing the different people's expression of their job, of their work, of their life. And this is now things I was collating for me to live my purpose. So I would say to that person who feels like this job is not contributing to my purpose, to change and reframe that thought. Think about, how can this job, how can this position give me something, even if you love doing something else, how can it give me something that I can now use as my expression or in my expression of purpose?
So it's a tool.
Yes.
Or as one of our viewers said, a training ground.
Yes.
It doesn't go to waste at all.
It does not. It does not.
Wow. That's powerful. And I think so many people need to hear that when they're in that place, because society would have us fooled and think that purpose only functions in, like you said, independently from jobs and careers. It's still our opportunity to serve with purpose.
Yes. We have to realize that purpose is about someone else. Purpose will benefit me, but it is not about me. It is about those that I'm called to serve. So where the frustration comes is when we internalize and make it about us and what I feel and what I want, instead of making it about who can I serve in this said workplace, in this career, in this business. Who can I serve and bring them closer to an awareness of their purpose? If that is all you do is to impact one person, that is an expression of purpose, Melissa. But we look for the big and the glamorous. We only equate purpose to being influencer, big, glamorous, mover, shaker. And we don't equate purpose to a mother influencing her children, a father taking care of his children, to someone making inroads in politics, to someone who is in corporate in a board level leadership position, to someone who is in ministry behind the pulpit. We have this thing in our mind that we feel purpose is isolated to specific things and specific people, and don't realize that life itself is an expression of purpose.
Life itself is an expression of purpose. Somebody type that in the comments. For those of you who are watching live, and even if you catch the replay and you feel that in your spirit, type that I am an expression of purpose. Like the fact that you exist. Your existence means that you carry purpose. Listen, you said, you got me right out of the gate with the whole ambition is self-centered and purpose is, for others. And I'm just going to go right for the jugular here. And I'm going to like fly past a couple of questions and go right to the money piece, because people are probably tuning in because they see, oh, they're going to talk about how to profit, right? And they missed the whole plan piece that I put in front of that in the title. I said plan to profit from your purpose. And people want to fast forward to the profits, which you need profit, revenue, money, right? But you have to plan for it.
Yes.
Tell us about the plan that goes with purpose.
Okay. So I believe that every person, because they are an expression of purpose, pain teaches principles can be duplicated. So all of us have an expression or some type of painful situation that we may have gone through in our life. Pain teaches principles can be duplicated. So in the planning aspect, I need to now look at my life and see what principles has my life taught me in relation to my pain. That's where the
Mm.
planning part comes in, because you now have to track from childhood to now, what are the principles that I have learned that are connected to my areas of pain? Remember, principles can be duplicated. And principles is what's going to make the revenue, and principles is what's going to give us the profit. But first, now I have to look at my life and look at the pain, look at the defining moments, look at the moments of transition, and see what lessons did that teach me. So I
Mm.
would go back into childhood and see, okay, what are the things that stood out in terms of in your life from childhood to now for you that made a difference in your life? Made a difference in how you saw the world, in how you saw yourself, and in how you
Mhm.
related to the world. Because you came into this world with a seed of purpose and a knowledge of purpose. That seed of purpose was buried by environment. It was buried by people. It was buried by experiences. So as we grew up, the innocence of a child with purpose was lost because people started to tell us who we are. We went into an environment called school, and friends started to influence what we saw. Teachers started to influence what we saw. We grew up, we went into college, that started to influence. And that seed of purpose that was there from the foundation, it gets buried and it's suppressed. So it goes deeper and deeper. So now I'm an adult and I feel like I don't know my purpose, and it's something that I have to find, but it's actually something I have to discover, buried by experiences, buried by people, buried by transition in life. So now I have to almost excavate and dig through all of that stuff to find that seed.
Whew. Purpose is buried under all of the pain and stuff we've gone through. Y'all, okay, sometimes you just have to have what as speakers we call it that pregnant pause. That was the
Yes,
pregnant pause. Like just
it's
sit with
true.
it for a minute. Just let that resonate. That some of you are so busy chasing purpose when you have to dig for purpose.
That's it.
Mm, that did something to me. That made me want to dig some more. Like I feel like there's more in there that I haven't tapped into yet. And and there's so many people, like if you, and not to say again, I want to put emphasis on this. Yes, money is important. Yes, it is necessary. Yes, you need capital in business. You need all of that. But you will be very short-lived and lose steam and motivation if you lack your why. And your why is your what? Purpose.
Yes.
Oh, come on, coach. Oh my gosh. This is Crisha, you always take us to church. I mean, one thing about if you guys are listening to the activation hour, you know that it's purpose at working in the world. We're in a season of unlearning, and there's always a spiritual element. And I want to know, just friend to friend here, like what was your biggest challenge when you left the place of pain, stepped into the place of purpose? Because people tend to think, oh, I know it now. I got it. And what was the faith required for that move, especially when challenges came up?
Ooh. So it definitely took a lot of faith. Um, I think you get a level of freedom when you start living from the place of purpose and understanding, like I saw people typing it in the comments, that I am an expression of purpose. That freed me. And that is what I believe purpose does. So it frees you from your own self imposed prison. Because whether we want to acknowledge it or not, we have put ourselves behind bars from living as an expression of purpose. When we come out from behind bars, Melissa, we now experience a level of freedom that allows other people, because purpose is others centric, it allows other people to now unlock their prisons because I am free. So it took faith and it took belief because I'd never walked this path before. So, of course, it's unknown and of course, it's new. But I had to trust the voice of God calling me to something greater and calling me to something higher. So it did take faith because it took my response to a call. It took me going out of personality of Crisha and who I said Crisha was based on the stuff that they buried on top of Crisha from childhood to adulthood. So it was buried on top of Crisha that she's shy, that she's introverted, that she's quiet, that she's reserved. So all of that was buried. So as an adult, I lived from that place, that I'm shy, that I'm introverted, that I'm very quiet and reserved. I live from that place. The seed of identity on the inside of me said that you are bold, you are fearless, you can call others into purpose, you are strong, you are a warrior, you are a giant slayer. So now I had to dig through that stuff that was said. So it did take faith because I'd never walked this road before and never experienced this level of freedom. So it absolutely took faith to trust in the unknown and just trust the voice that was calling me and saying, there is more, there is more, there is more, there is more. And that allowed me to keep stepping out and pursuing that more.
It just led me to drop a question here to our audience, to pose it back to us. What has your purpose been buried under? As you spoke about, hey, I was buried under what other people said, that I'm shy, that I'm this, that I'm that. It's always the they says versus what God says.
Yeah.
And we spend our lives deciphering which voice we choose to hear about our purpose.
Yeah.
That's so powerful. What has your purpose been buried under? Guys, just this is your moment to be transparent. Call some stuff out now in the comments, because before we can get to any of the money stuff, because we're going to get there. I mean, you didn't come for nothing. This is actually what you came for. The money is the bonus, right? What are the things that's been buried under? Jakora even said you will lose your business without purpose. Yes, you will. Yes. I know that. Chasing money and forgetting your why will cost you. Yes. Rhonda said fear will hold back your purpose if you let it. Fear is a thief.
Yes.
Fear is a thief. Yes. So some of my questions we just answered just within that moment, that powerful point you just made. Why do you think it is that there are people, they say a lot of times when people are on their deathbed, they don't think about the money they had. They don't think about what they gained and how many hours they had at work. They think back about the people in the moments. How do we maximize that? Now, there are some people in here who know their purpose, some who don't. And if you don't, then definitely connect with Coach Crisha on that. But when you know it, now you got to do something with it. Okay. That's where we're going to shift on the plan. There's some specific strategies, not without, I don't want you to give away your whole bag here, but there are some things that you're going to share in your upcoming event on December the 5th for Purpose Diaries Virtual. Maybe just some nuggets here on once you know purpose, once you did the work and the digging, you discovered purpose. What's the plan? Like, where do I even begin to do something with it?
So earlier I mentioned to you guys that I am in the habit of reframing things for my mind, because your mind will always resort to the negative and your mind will always resort to habits. So we're coming into a time when we'll be hearing about goal setting and vision boards and planning for 2021. But remember, I said your mind is always going to resort to its old patterns and to the negative first. So what I have created is a system that I call the LDH, which is Life Design Habits. What I believe in terms of goal setting is that goal setting should be a part of your life, not something that you do. When you make it an activity that you do, it becomes a chore. And chores, we can have a choice whether we do them or not. And most times they don't get done because it's a chore, something to do, another thing to do, an expression to do. What I teach is making planning a part of your LDH, which is why I call myself a purpose and life stylist, because you are now styling your life with a life design habit. It means that I am in the habit of making deliberate actions in each day that is centered around my purpose. So the planning comes when I trace those principles and I know what my life pillars are. I believe that each person's life has specific pillars that supports their life. You can know your life pillars if when things happen in your life, it gets you out of balance. And I'll give an example. Family is one of my life pillars. So when my mom passed away 2 years ago, I had a very difficult time getting myself stable because a pillar was shaken. So it comes as if my life is now standing on three pillars. And imagine a table with three legs, how it's wobbly. A pillar was snatched out. So now how you know when pillars are being disrupted is when something starts shaking the core of who you are and you start experiencing frustration around it. So once you know your life design habits and your pillars, goals now come from that place. Goals don't come from me saying, oh, you know what I want to achieve this year. Let me just write this stuff out. Like this whimsical kind of like just, grabbing it out of air. So if I know that family is a life pillar in my life, it means that family is a priority in my LDH. I am going to do things to support that pillar, whether it be phone calls weekly, dinners, meetups. I will schedule that in my goals because it's an LDH. If finance is an LDH and I know every time my money is shaken, I'm unstable, I'm frustrated, then out of my goal setting, I put things in place to strengthen the pillar of finances. So that is my system for teaching planning and goal setting. Not that you just pull things out of the air, that you pull and you support your pillars and then you add other elements, but it's not a chore. It's a part of your life. And you design it the way that you want it to be expressed. And that is my system for goal setting.
What a demonstration thinking about the table legs. And if
Yes.
you remove one, that is such a dynamic mental demonstration that that table's going to fall. Like, we can't forget the core pillars, or better yet, let me rephrase that. We have to identify them.
What they are. Yes. So
And
your
be
goal
intentional.
setting, yes, your goal setting has to support them.
That really speaks to the fact that none of this is random. There's two types of people: those that let life happen to them, and those that go chase life, like that go live it fully, intentionally. And that's so good. Are there levels to purpose, Coach Crisha? Are there, like, you are does purpose evolve and have levels?
So I was gonna say I don't believe that it has levels. I believe it evolves. So you answer
Okay.
within the question. So I believe in different seasons of your life, it is expressed differently, and you learn different things about yourself because purpose is a journey of discovery. So once you know it, you are on this constant journey of pursuit, and there's always going to be digging. There's always going to be times in your life that it disrupts something that covered a part of you that needs to be expressed. So the digging doesn't happen all at once, and you're not totally exposed all at once, but different seasons of your life uncover different parts of development, and then purpose is expressed differently because I believe that the people, places, and resources aren't released to you in the area of purpose until you are ready for the entrance. So you can want the entrance of relationships and of places and of opportunities, but it's not released until you become the person that's worthy of managing those things that are assigned to your purpose.
It's not released until you become the person who can manage it. Y'all, okay. I need a commercial break. Hey, wow. Come on. I mean, the comments, the bombs you're dropping here. Somebody get my edges. Coach, listen. If you want more of, we're not going anywhere. Like, this is just going to take a quick break, but this is your time now to, like, lock her in. You see, to follow her on IG at B Crisha, and then below, and I'll drop it in the comments as well, and also in the show notes. Guys, do not forget to share this. Pause for the cause. share it right now. They've only missed like half, and they can catch the other half because we haven't even got to the money part, and you guys got your money's worth for free. Like, you got your money's worth for free. Come on, somebody. So listen, we're just going to take a very quick break, just long enough for you to share this really quick. Okay. Don't keep this to yourself. December 5th, you will want to meet. I'm going. I ran and got my ticket. And yes, I pay full price for my friends' things because I so into them. Yeah. And so I'm telling you now, you will definitely be blown away, amazed, and get all that you need. December 5th, Purpose Diaries virtual. Don't go anywhere. We're joined by Coach Crisha Sarah Bowen out of Trinidad and Tobago, the international giant slayer. You don't want to miss her for her event. Save the date, Purpose Diaries virtual. And what's so amazing, guys, you're not just getting another online experience. She's arming you with tools. She's arming you here with the whole virtual Purpose Diary package. I'm waiting for mine, y'all. It's coming. I've registered. It's on the way. And you know, I always share my show notes and on my email list. So you want to go ahead and subscribe to my email list so you can learn about the experience and go follow Coach and register. You're tuned in. Hit that share button. Host your watch parties. Get some more friends watching. We'll be right back. We're still with you. I told you I had to go collect my edges and compose myself. And like, I think I threw the ink pen. I stopped taking notes. I'm going to have to go sit and study the replay, Crisha, because you do this to me every time. This is very much how our real, like, friend conversations happen. This is not just because it's an episode, guys. This is real life. She's shaking her head like, yep, it's about right. Listen, I'm not selfish. I'm not going to ask all the questions here. Guys, drop your questions in the comments below. If you have a question for Coach Crisha, now's your chance. Drop them in the comments below, and we're going to shift the atmosphere a little bit and get right to the profit part. So you talked about the plan. The plan is that you have goals, and your goals are based on supporting the pillars, the legs on the table, right? Did y'all get that? All right. It's going to be in the show notes too. If you missed it, it's okay. I'm going to help you out. Now, you get the plan. You're giving us planners when we register to write it down. Now, how does the purpose become profit? How does that happen?
So I believe that every person has a product on the inside of them. I believe that your life is a business. So because, as I said before, paying teachers principle can be duplicated. I believe every life either becomes a song, a book, a course, a painting, a dance. Every life has an expression other than living it. And that expression is a product that you now use as the vehicle of your profit. So because I believe every life and every person is a business and you have a product inside of you, I now teach that philosophy that every person needs to have something or some expression from their life that brings them income.
I'm trying not to go biblical here. I was just, like 3 or 4 scriptures just popped in my head, but it's a very real thing with, to stand on that. Yes. Your gifts make room. Like, yes. I've never understood that. Like, and sometimes people just say, well, I just do this for fun, or I do this because it's my hobby. And like, all I can see, that's what we have in common as coaches is like, we see revenue on people. Like I see money on people.
I do.
And I'm like, you can do this. Yes. And they look at me like, what?
Yes.
But us telling them and people believing it are two different things.
Thing.
How do you go from the idea of a product to the actuality of creating the thing and putting it in the market?
Okay. So this is where I teach about purpose-centered courses, that you look at your life and you look at what is the area of strength. What is the thing that you have learned and you have mastered? Because oftentimes what we think is easy for us, someone else is struggling with it. And we think we do this, and will someone really pay me to learn this? And the answer is yes, because what comes easy to me doesn't come easy to someone else. So I start by telling people, you teach what you know and you teach what you do. What you know is those principles life has taught you. So you've gone through some experiences in life. A business is an entity that exists to exchange, to buy low and to sell high to make a profit. Your life is an entity of exchange. You have experiences, high, low, indifferent, that you now use as a method of exchange, as a business. So you use those experiences and you package them as courses, products, and services that now become an expression of the thing that you have overcome. And that is where the business aspect of your life comes in. So because my life is a business, and once I write down that first thing going through from childhood to now, all the defining moments, all the principles, all the things that I have learned, this now comes an area where you can dominate because you have results, you have success. There is something about you that you can now champion the cause of. Listen, I survived. I lived through this. I overcame low self-esteem, domestic abuse, um, cancer. Like, everybody has a story. Sharing that story is unlocking the prison, because I know some people feel uncomfortable with being vulnerable and unlocking the prison. Keeping the story is going to do nothing for you. It's going to keep you in that self-imposed prison. Opening the bars is now going to not only bring income and freedom to you, it's now going to bring freedom to someone else. And that is where I believe in purpose-centered, purpose-driven courses.
Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. Listen, you hit on something that I'm very guilty of. Y'all know I'll tell on myself on here every week. Come on. So something I'm very guilty of is I take lightly the knowledge that I have. Like you said earlier, like, oh, everybody knows how to do XYZ. And it's crazy to me. Like, we post on social media a lot, both of us, right? And you ever look back at your posts that do extremely well and you're like, really? That's what people want to know from me, right?
Yes.
And if y'all can relate to my story, definitely drop me a comment and tell me. But this happens a lot. Like, I might post about these glamorous things, but then when I post about something with how to go live, how to tell your story, how to write a speech, what technology I'm using, people are fascinated by the stuff I don't want to talk about. Like, I don't want to talk, but y'all love that stuff. So pay attention to what people are asking you for.
That's it.
It's not always what you want to do.
That's it.
I would love to, like, sit here. I mean, I love the fact that y'all tune in every week and that you sharing that. Y'all are amazing. But that's not my number one post every week. Is what camera I'm using, what's the lighting, what's the technology. That's how we bonded, right? Isn't it, Crisha? It was, yes. We bonded over StreamYard and Ecamm and what mics did you use and what's your we bonded over that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's the everyday stuff that people struggle with that really connect you to your audience and your people. That's what they spend money for.
Yeah.
It's that stuff. Mm-hmm. That blew me away. Have you experienced that? You're like, that's what y'all want to know?
Of course. All the time I'm like, this is so simple. People don't know how to do this, but it is that simple thing that they want from you. And I like that you raise paying attention to what people are asking. Don't just do what you want to do because you feel like, oh, they will need this.
Yeah. That's where we go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, the numbers don't lie. Whatever people are engaging about, whatever they're asking you for, like, pay attention to the demand for your voice.
That's it. That's it.
Pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you mentioned though, and I saw where someone dropped in the comments about multiple streams of income, and I know this about you, so you know we got to go there too about the 8 streams. Let's talk
Yeah.
about it. Let's talk about 8 streams.
So the first stream is really that course that I teach about, your purpose centered course that comes from your life. Teach what you know, teach what you do. And the reason why I start there, because there are tons of other course creators out there that can teach you how to take information and package it into a course and to sell it. That's not what I do. I teach you how to teach people what you have success in. I believe the sweet spot is the intersection between your client's struggle and your strength. So once you can match your strength with their struggle, that's a sweet spot. And that is what I teach people. So for me, your course now becomes the framework for your business. So you're not creating a course, you're creating an experience. So I don't look at course creation as just putting information into modules, selling videos and worksheets, and that's a course. That's not my philosophy. My philosophy is pouring in your personal experience, your knowledge, skills, and abilities into one product to teach people what you know and what you do. That becomes the first framework of your 8 stream business. Now, when you have that framework, out of it will come products, out of it will come services, out of it will come, you now become an expert on this topic. This is why people always call me to talk about purpose. The foundation of everything that I do is purpose. So this is why my business is my purpose and my purpose is my business. I cannot teach courses or course creation without tapping into the purpose of the individual. So that now becomes the first stream. But now, because you create a framework that you are now seen to be the expert of, it opens up another stream for you called speaking engagements. So when people identify your strength in a message, right, it meets the intersection of their struggle and your strength, and they have an audience that needs the strength that you have, they are going to come to you to now speak to that audience, and that becomes in another stream of income. Out of that, individuals are now going to come to you and say, you know what, I want to create a course, or I want to create an 8 stream business, and this now becomes the teaching or the coaching arm of your business. And right there, we've already created 3 streams. Then we move on, and out of that, we're going to have ebooks, we're going to have guides, we're going to have workbooks, we're going to have so many trainings and teachings that come out of that core message of purpose. That is now going to become another stream where you have books, where you teach people, and that's another stream of your income. Then you're going to open up another stream, just like I'm doing, Purpose Diaries virtual, and you have your own events where you teach your own framework from your course, which is now your 8 stream business. This is why I don't teach courses like anybody else, because I teach courses that you are passionate about. It's the area of your strength and your client struggle. And I teach a framework that once you have this, you can now just vacillate between your system to create other streams of revenue. So when you come to my event, you get to hear me teach you how to have 8 streams of income, how to create your purpose-driven course, what that should look like. But then I don't stop there. I go into branding my movement and my community, because now I realize that there is a commonality between people who want to have purpose-driven business. Everyone does not want to have a purpose-driven business. Some people just want to have a business. You are not my person, right? I want purpose-driven entrepreneurs. If you resonate with that, you can be in my tribe. So my merchandising is like my ambassador movement. It's for people to say, you know what, I resonate with this movement. I resonate with this message, and I want to wear it on a tee. I want to carry it in a planner. I want to carry it on a mug. So the merchandising now becomes the ambassador leg of my business, which is another stream. Then I'm going to have people who are going to say on the executive level, you know what, teach me to build a business the way you have. Teach me to build a coaching business. So this is not me coaching them. This is now me teaching them how to do what I do. That's another stream of income that comes from my same purpose. That is the framework of my course, that I now extract different elements out of it as an expression of purpose, non-compartmentalized, all coming from my core.
Whoo! Did y'all catch that? That is how you generate 8 streams, and you can play as long as you know your why
That's it.
and your purpose first.
That's it.
Otherwise, you'll struggle to fill in those blanks.
That's it.
You'll struggle. So, going back to a question we had earlier about how do I discover purpose, your purpose, if you'll allow me to, Crisha, if
Of
I had to
course.
sum it up in what you said,
Of course.
your purpose is to be an answer to the questions that keep people up at night.
Yeah.
What's the thing in you that is the answer for them?
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Period.
That's it.
And I've heard that. I mean, there's so much more we can say on that, although I won't go down that road because it's not the topic, but that's really the best time to market at night. Because people are up, worried.
Yes.
For real. Catch people on social media who are up at night because they can't sleep.
Looking for solutions.
I'm unhappy with my job that I got to go to tomorrow. And then they see your ad, Coach Crisha, Purpose Diaries. Well, I'm going. Because I don't want to be here. I'm stuck. Find the area, the thing that keeps people up at night. This is so good. This is so good. You touched on community. Your community. Oh my gosh. There's this energy within your online community. I think that's an amazing thing when someone can build a tribe of people, not just in person and drawing from one-on-one connectivity, but online. And now it's not just you pouring into them, they're pouring into each other, those ambassadors, right?
Yes.
How do you create and cultivate a purpose-driven community like that?
So I was very deliberate when I started my community about its purpose and its focus. So I didn't want it to be another Facebook group that was spammed with ads and promos and all of these different things. So very early on, I was intentional about the setup of my community and what I wanted to happen in there. And because of my energy and the way that I am a genuine supporter and a proponent of, I push people to get into purpose. I give to my community free. If you go through all of my videos that are in the units, you could take those videos and you can work those videos and get results every single video absolutely free without paying me a dime. So I think because I give so selflessly to my community and they know it is not about me trying to pitch something to you. There are times that I do course and I don't even pitch, Melissa, because my thing is it's about them being empowered. And that has become the greatest pitch and the greatest testament of my movement that people share when they have friends that are struggling with purpose, etc. They say, you know what, you need to come and be a part of this tribe. And then now people are they now emanate the same thing that I do in terms of encouraging one another. If somebody shares for feedback, they're ready to jump in. It's like this whole tribe movement. We're supporting one another. We're really pushing. We're showing up. And I think because of how I am intentional about the movement, it has maintained that authenticity from 2 years ago to now, because I've been running that movement maybe about 2 years now. And because it's so authentic, that's how I'm able to do a cruise. That's how I'm able to do a virtual event. That's how I'm able to travel, anywhere in the world. And somebody from my tribe is going to meet me somewhere. I was in the Bahamas and somebody's on the cruise yelling Giant Slayer. I'm in the Bahamas. I'm like, I have no clue who this is.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And it happens in such an organic way.
Yes. Yes.
And it is the best feeling in the world when you connect around common purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Our audience is just so on fire right now.
I love it. I love it.
Oh my gosh. So I guess the only thing left is to tell them what is in store for Purpose Diaries Virtual. Tell them about your speakers, the experience, the tools. What can they expect on December the 5th?
So on December the 5th, you can expect to be equipped in the areas of purpose and of your business. So because I believe every life has a product, a service, a course on the inside of it, we're going to start from understanding the foundation of purpose, dismantle the myths in people's mind about compartmentalizing what purpose is, what purpose isn't. So we're going to dig up that foundation. I have one of my very, very good brothers, Luke Kwamina. I shared him with you, Melissa, so I know you tapped in. We went to college together.
Powerful.
I can't remember how many years ago.
Powerful.
So he also speaks heavily in terms of purpose. So we want to dig up that foundation and give people a new understanding of what purpose is. Then it's going to be like a tag team, right? Like we're running a marathon. Then I want to come in and help you create that purpose storyboard. So how do I now pull all these elements that are in my life? How do I now excavate, dig through this stuff and create this story that becomes this brand, that becomes this movement? So that's where I'm going to be teaching you how to do that. But it won't be complete if you don't know how to go forward and build it. So you need the tools, the systems, the funnels, the automation to make it happen. It's not going to happen by osmosis. So there's a difference between knowing my purpose and living in my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the event, I want everyone to have the tools to understand the foundation, to create your own personal story guide in terms of what your purpose is and the possible products, services that could come out of it. And then I want you to know how to build the business structure, how to have that first element of what funnels do I need? What is a freebie? What is a landing page? What system should I use? And that's where my personal coach, Marcus Varosia, will be on to teach in terms of systems and automation. So how do you take all these things that we talked about and this message? How do you now show up online and monetize it? And then I want to equip people as well after the event. This is where the planner comes in. Because once you get the planner, you now use the LDH system of goal setting. Everyone that gets the bundle with the planner now gets an additional session with me. In this additional session, we are going to plan out your 2021. So I'm going to teach you my goal setting tools, and the planner uses the system that I teach for you to plan and to goal set. So the entire event is designed to be a seamless flow and an empowerment to people that after they leave on December 5th, you should have a business. You should be ready to run. If you have a business, you should understand how to scale. You should understand how to get 8 streams. You should know what systems to go out and use, what you need to start. And then you should have your planner coming to you in your mailbox so you can start planning, living 2021, living the life you love, loving the life you live on purpose.
So guys, listen, you've heard the call to action. You've picked up the nuggets tonight. You've been empowered to go dig up your purpose that's buried. You've been motivated to go get profit by being an answer. Show up in the room. Meet me there. Meet me there because I'm going to be there. Digital front row. If there was a front row online, I'm in it. Okay. To meet Coach Crisha December the 5th. You don't want to miss Luke. You don't want to miss Coach Mark. Like, these are some powerhouse people. This is not a small thing to get them together in one virtual stage. My goodness. Coach, I honor you. I leap every time we connect. I probably won't come down from like this amazing high for a minute. Like, this has been amazing. Guys, listen, if you want to stay tapped in, Coach Crisha, how can they connect to discover purpose, put together their purpose course, and generate those 8 streams of income? How do they do that? How do they reach you?
So the first place I say, if this message resonated with you tonight, join the tribe. Like, it goes down in the tribe. They hear everything first. They see, the back end. They see the build up. They see everything inside of the tribe. But then I'm also available. You can reach out to me, shoot me a message, connect with me on Instagram. There's a booking button there. So if you're saying, you know what, this 8 streams of income message resonates with me and I really want to work with you, if you go on my Instagram, hit the tab that says book a consultation. Let's talk it through and see how I can help you to move your purpose message into 8 streams of income. So I welcome everyone to join the tribe. Of course, connect with me on IG, on Facebook. Be there on December 5th. And those are all the ways. One of those platforms, you will be able to find me. I'm very responsive to my DMs and my messages, and So you can definitely connect with me on social media as well.
I love it. Coach, thank you so much. As busy as you are getting
I
everything
know.
ready, like you answered the call. I'm so blessed. I'm so grateful for you, your voice, and all that you're doing because it's blessing me too. And I had to share this with the Activation Nation community. Guys, if this episode was amazing, power packed, and has you on fire for purpose, share this with someone. Make sure you join our email list. You don't want to miss my show notes because, boy, do I give my thoughts, insights, and the behind the scenes. You'll even get some freebies from the pre show and maybe even the after show. So make sure you subscribe to our email list. Check out the link below in my comments. And finally, your reviews matter. I want to keep bringing you great content and amazing influencers who are living on purpose at work and in the world. If you'd like to be a guest, send me a message because the Activation Hour is here for the season of unlearning. You've been tuned in to the Activation Hour. I'm your girl, Melissa D, and we'll see you on the next episode.